Hello, lacrosse friends, and welcome to the 2025 Can-Am Lacrosse season. Home games of the Grand River Warriors playing here on Stan Black's YouTube. Thank you so much, lacrosse friends, for being with us. You can see Dustin Anticoke circling the club. He will join the Warriors. He is number 97 with the bright orange shoes. He is in tonight. A handful of changes for the Warriors as they had a tough one last night. It was a 14-5 win for the Allegany Arrows, the team that they are playing this evening. Allegany, it was a very close game for a while. I was even talking to some of the Allegany players who were like, hey, it was close. Chase Martin was sensational early in the game between the pipes for Allegany. That made a huge difference. They got it to a 5-3 lead, then 6, and then Grand River fought back. It was 7-5, and then from there on, it was just all Allegany. We'll see what happens tonight. Handful of changes, as we said, for the Grand River Warriors, but Amani Mitten will be between the pipes once again. He was the starter last night. At the other end, Chase Martin gets the night off, and Goa Abrams, most recently in the spotlight, be last fall when he was in net for the U.S. at the World Lacrosse Box Championships in Utica, made the huge fingertip save on Lyle Thompson that basically was what sent the U.S. to their first gold medal championship game against Canada, beating the Haudenosaunee as he stopped Lyle Thompson. Now he'll just hand the ball off here, and forward they will go. That was Ben Austin with the ball, handing it ahead. Here's Darius Anderson with that orange head on his stick to the yellow stick-headed Chris Cloutier. Cloutier with a big night last night. Most of the lineup the same. A few changes for Allegany, but a lot of the offense in particular the same. Chase Fraser is not here tonight. He got kicked out last night, though. I believe it was in the first period. So not a massive change there from their perspective since he didn't get to play for a good chunk of the game. Thank you so much for being with us. Big battle along the boards. Coming away with it. It's Julian Marino. One of the changes for this club as he is added in tonight. Obviously, they wanted to make a few switches, try and get things rolling. There's a hard shot from the outside by Dustin Anticoke, the first game, and that's going to be a goal on the putback by Haudenosaunee. It's a heavy shot. It rolls out. And sorry, that's actually Sowie Longboat right on top of the crease, tucking that one home. And we see a little bump early on. That was Ryan Johnson, number 11 for Grand River, giving a pop to Kyle Gonciorek for Allegany. That is what happens when you play back-to-back nights. We're a minute 19 in, and already we've got the intensity ramping up a little bit. Looked like it would be Grand River ball. It still may be, and yes, it is, as Vern Hill comes away with it. Vern Hill's going to stay and play some offense tonight. He'll be a lefty on this club. He's going to go off right now after getting the ball on the ball team. Stu Martin up for an offensive shift. Bounces one far side. Jacob Bombery immediately moves it on. Little sidearm rip there from Haudenosaunee. No Sam Firth in the lineup tonight for the Warriors. Not available. That's going to be... Didn't see what the call was. There are officials tonight. Clint Doolittle to the right, just blowing play in, and Spencer Tangway down at the goal line. Great to have them on board. Pass through doesn't connect. Jeff Geddes heading after it, races to it, but is snagged there by Dustin Anticoke. Actually left it down below for Todd Thomas. We'll try a shovel pass to go back door to Miracle. That one is stopped, and they are taking off. Look at the wheels. Yeah, that was Kyle Gonciorek. Very impressed with him watching him last night. Here's Nate Kettle wearing the 22. For Allegany, he's in tonight, wasn't playing last night. He gets a hard shot off. Billy D. Smith is back behind the bench for the Arrows. He was not available so Zed Williams had been filling in as the head coach. Zed back to assistantship, which I think he quite enjoys. And Billy D. Smith in charge. And there is a goal for the Warriors, who are coming out much better than they did last night, or at least so far having more success than they did last night. And you can see it's Sowie Longboat again, just letting that one last. Please do subscribe to Stamp Lax on YouTube. We've got one more Warriors regular season game coming on July 5th. Yes, July 5th. Playoffs in the Can-Am League start on July 18th, that weekend. Not sure yet exactly how it's going to work out. It will be the 4 teams in the playoffs. Tonawanda has clinched first. They're 10-4, but they have another win coming. They have a forfeit against Onondaga as Onondaga's dropped out. Liam Keane with a huge hit on the Warrior rushing through the middle, but he's going to lose possession of that one. Jacob Bomber had a little trouble with it. Won't be a back in. He didn't have possession, so Imani Kitten can handle that one. So Tonawanda is clinching first. Allegany has pretty much clinched second. They're at 9-5. Newtown's at 6-7. That's a crease violation on Chris Atwood. So Newtown looking to get third. And they have another forfeit win coming against Onondaga, who again just dropped out last week basically for the season. Here's a chance on the run. Big shot and then taking a big hit. That was Vern Hill, but they bounce back and get it. My goodness, that's a gritty play. Vern Hill took the bump. Haudenosaunee Miracle slides in and rips that one home. We're going to have a goalie water break. Oh, it's a timeout actually for Allegany with that 3-0 lead. Billy D. Smith is going to call his guys in and say, hey, let's get this together. Has a sip of water, and now he'll get to it and let him know what he's looking at and what he wants to see. So Grand River at 6-8 right now, looking like, well, they are the 4th place team at the moment. They've got the game tonight. They've got one more, as we said, July 5th. They play the Tonawanda Braves in what could very well be a preview of the playoffs. The first round, the semifinals, will be best of 5 starting July 18th weekend. Go that weekend and the next weekend. Not sure yet where they're going to start. They could go back and forth, one game in each, back and forth. They could go, 2 at the home of the higher seeded team or the lower seeded team the first weekend and then continue. Who knows? That's still to be worked out. It'll depend on the teams themselves and what the travel and availability looks like for them. Grand River certainly enjoying their new home here at the Brantford Civic Center. Nice job racing in to snag that one. That was Ben Austin grabbing that ball. Gets it to Liam Keane. All kinds of pressure on him. Austin was heading to the bench. Nice job to come back and provide help. But the Warriors all over Keane. They're going to have to push to get over center, and Stu Martin will just power his way through, pull up and hand it off and head to the bench. Todd Thomas couldn't hang on to that. Big hit on Keane by Dustin Anticoke, but Keane just spins off it. Throws it away, though. Snagged by Kluche. He's going to come in on his own. Sees that there's a bunch of white Warriors jerseys between him and the net. I like these white ones. They were wearing the orange last night, which I really liked. I thought they were my favorites, but I don't know. These white ones are pretty cool. With the pale orange and the purple stripes. Allegany wearing their blues tonight. Big hit attempt by Xavier Taylor. It's a physical game. I mentioned last night that we were going to see more of that. It got a little chippy down the stretch, especially as Allegany pulled away. Xavier Taylor got right in the thick of things. See if his chin strap's any tighter tonight. His face mask was definitely popping up a little high at times last night. And at first I was sympathetic and then thought, tighten it up. Ball pops loose. Now it's knocked free. That could be a reset. But it will not be as Julian Marino. Marino will run onto it. Oh, he had Owen Martin, but didn't quite have the lane he wanted to make the pass. And now they're going to be down to under 15, maybe down to under 10 on the shot clock as they get, don't love that one. Good pressure by Vern Hill, but a nice pass by Patrick Timothy to get it ahead, but it is knocked down. Now Nate Kettle will grab it as he gets it away from Stu Martin. Kettle up to Darius Anderson and the Arrows set up. Big pick by Wyatt Cooper on the roll. He gets it back from Kobe Whitcomb, but the pass doesn't quite connect, and Mitten will make the outlet pass to Dawit Martin. I like these helmets, too. We're not big on a lot of shininess in helmets, but I don't mind the strips here. Howie Longboat, he's been in on everything. He's going to roll across the top. That pass wasn't really there. Todd Thomas not quite ready to pop off the screen yet, so it's going to be a turnover. It was late in the shot clock anyway, and here comes Liam Keane up over center, pushes deep. Oh, falls down. And that's going to turn into a pick off and a steal. There it is. Howie Longboat gets it ahead to Owen Martin, and just a few missed connections for the Warriors. They could really be trying to add to this lead, which honestly is a pretty good idea. We saw last night how Allegany can score. With guys like that, Chris Kluche climbing the ladder to take that pass from Chris Atwood. 14 goals for the Arrows last night as they won 14-5 over Grand River. The Warriors with 3 already so far in the first, 3 in the first 5 minutes. Arrows looking definitely sharper since that timeout by head coach Billy D. Smith. There's a nice steady play, a little composure. You know, Dustin Kunderman, the coach for the Warriors, was telling his cohort, hey guys, let's go, not do that. Dustin Antico just kind of has it pop away from him. Geddes takes the pass from Anderson, rips one, and saved by Imani Kitten. Patrick Timothy's shoved through the crease. Shouldn't be able to take this first pass, so he's going to run to the bench. They're just kind of leaving Nate Kettle out there to fend for him, or Darius Anderson. And Nate Kettle went to help. Kettle takes it from Kluche. That's Yellowhead to Yellowhead. Hard rip from the outside is off target. It's going to bounce back. Kettle's got 7 on the shot clock. He tries to go behind the net. Connects with Whitcomb, but they're just going to run out of time. Or are they? They get the shot off. It just goes wide. Stu Martin. Ahead to Jacob Bomberry. Faces the double team. They need another player. Martin was just getting to the bench, so they now have Todd Thomas up at the top. Miracle looking for someone to get it to as he's got Gill all over him. Or sorry, that's Clifford Brooks wearing the 74. Big defensive pressure. And Xavier Taylor's going to come away with it. The Arrows are liking what they're seeing since that early streak by the Warriors. Hey, Caleb Bomberry, thanks for being with us. And you will like that one as Chris Kluche comes across the top. Caleb was saying, let's go Arrows on the chat. And moments later, Kluche with the rocket. I missed the replay. Sorry, folks. But you can hit that back arrow. Check out that shot from Chris Kluche. It was a dandy. He's so dangerous when he gets around that net. Ball still loose off of the faceoff. Finally, someone comes away with it. It's snagged there by Ryan Johnson. Stu Martin on the run. Geddes trailing him, so he drops it behind to Dustin Antico. Big pick from Martin. Oh, the pass was a little much. Yeah, he had a smile for Sowie Longboat, who put maybe a little zesty on that pass coming in. Darius Henderson, nice move underneath. Trail check is going to lead to a penalty from Danny Weiss. That's not a bad one, though, as that was going to be a wide open look. You can see the pick there. Weiss trying to stay up with Amos Whitcomb, and that causes him to be a little late. He traces Darius Anderson down. It's going to be a power play. It's 3-1 for the Warriors. Allegany going to the power play with Chris Atwood up at the top. A quick shot there. I think they were just trying to surprise him. That was Amos Whitcomb. Took it from his brother Kobe. Owen Martin's going to get over center. Oh, that's trouble. Yeah, you're surrounded by blue jerseys. Great job by by Martin to just pounce out on that one. But eventually, that was bound to become a blue ball. Here come the Arrows. Lane Smith came into the weekend as the leading scorer in the league. I think he still is in terms of goals. Gates Abrams actually leading the league in points by a ton. Came into this weekend with more assists than anyone else in the league had points. Lane Smith getting it into it there, and we're going to have penalties. Are we both going? I think so. That'll be Colby Martin and Lane Smith. Neither of them are going to back down. So they're going for 2 for roughing each. So we'll stay 5-on-4. No, we are going 4-on-3, so those go up on the board. Got the hybrid rules going this year, and honestly, it makes it a little hard to know what's going to be applied in what game. Chris Cloutier, nothing hard to know what's going on there. He will get congratulated by his teammates as this is as simple as it gets. Give the ball to Cloutier, little fake. So hard to stop them on the 4-on-3. Especially when you've got a shooter like Cloutier up at the top. Congratulations to him and the rest of his Buffalo Bandits teammates on their 3rd straight National Lacrosse League Cup championship win. They wrapped up fairly recently. Feels like ages ago, but it was really just a month or so ago, a month and a bit. Dougie Palace up against Wyatt Cooper. But it's going to be Stuart Martin running in to get that one. He gets almost knocked into the Allegany bench. Todd Thomas's pass doesn't quite connect. It just slipped away from Cole Palace. And here come the Arrows. Patrick Timothy flying. Oh, I like the idea, but that was a tough pass to make, especially if Vern Hill is in the vicinity. He has a knack for knocking balls down, tipping them away from their intended targets, generally making things happen for his team to get going the other direction. Dustin Antico going underneath, and Whitcomb kind of grabbing on there. That second goal hasn't gone up on the scoreboard yet. You just build the anticipation. There we go. It's up. Dalbert Martin has Amos Whitcomb all over him. Chris Atwood down to Cloutier. Oh, great moves, but off the post. Cloutier looks a little frustrated with himself for not making that one. I think it's okay, Chris. You're having a pretty good game. Nice job by Cole Palace. Nice to see him back in the lineup. He's had a really solid season for the Warriors. Sowie Longbow trying to get another one. We've got 5 seconds left in these matching penalties, and we'll go to even strength. Liam Keane. Nice job by the bench, letting Kobe Whitcomb know that the players were being released, and Kobe Martin was right on top of him. Here's Lane Smith, fresh off a 2-minute rest. See if he decides to drive to the net. Actually, a pass through to Nate Kettle, who was bumped. Stu Martin. Great job avoiding the crease, but Lane Smith there to force it loose. And we've got Wyatt Cooper on the floor. He's actually been down there for a bit. You can see this entire play going on while he is on the floor. The trainer is coming out. Scheduled the rest of the way for the Can-Am Lacrosse League. This is the only game on tonight. Onondaga would have been in Newtown, but again, Onondaga out for the season. Look forward to them coming back next year. Saturday, July 5th, Grand River back home here once again at the Brantford Civic Center facing the Tonawanda Braves. And July 6th, Allegany and Newtown will be playing. So those July 5th and 6th games, obviously huge factors in who winds up in second, third, and fourth. Allegany looking pretty good for second at the moment with their record of 9-5. Newtown has another win coming against Onondaga. They're going to get that. That's the game tonight, actually. Newtown gets their forfeit win over Onondaga. They actually get a pair because they do play on July 5th as well. So Newtown, while they are 6-7, you can actually put them in at 8-7, which means Grand River needs to get the win tonight if they're going to have a chance to finish any higher than fourth. I don't know if they mind the matchup with Tonawanda. I mean, well, Tonawanda is very good. I think probably Allegany has been very good, a lot of talent, but hasn't seemed to come together quite as much as a team so far. Everyone getting there as the playoffs approach. Be interesting to see how it all works out. Hard shot by Chris Atwood. Rebound snared by Dawood Martin. Find Jacob Bomberry off the bench. He's going to push it deep. You can hear Grand River calling for a hold on that one. Oh, Dustin Antico trying to make the pass down. It is now scooped up by Haudenosaunee Miracle. No goal. It's a crease violation. Actually didn't go in anyway. And they make the outlet pass. Ben Austin will step over center. Kettle pushing the ball inside the restraining line. Gets a pick from Lane Smith. Shovel pass doesn't connect. That's probably, it'll be an over and back. First guy there will be Stu Martin. Oh, sorry, Julian Marino. Good hustle by Kobe Whitcomb to force the over and back rather than letting Martin or Marino pick it up and start to run. Here's Vern Hill at the top, moves it on quickly. Todd Thomas. They try to reverse it. That goes up. Oh. There's a fan up in the stands and actually landed right beside her. I thought I saw somebody drop. Oh, that was just her. That was just her jacket. It's okay. I thought it was a small person that hit the floor there, but no, that was just a jacket and a backpack belonging to a small person, I think. But then she immediately tossed it down to someone in the front row, one of the kids watching the game. Allegany pushing to tie things up. We're into the final 4.5 minutes of the first period. A hot start by the Warriors, but the timeout from Billy D. Smith seems to have settled Allegany. There's a shoe out on the floor. Penalty coming now. Oh, there may be one coming back. It was Amos Whitcomb. You can see the hand there for Clint Doolittle is already up. Danny Weiss going once again. I'm not sure what the call was. But a chance, big chance for the Arrows to even things up. It's already getting lively down low as Colby Martin is all over Kobe Whitcomb. They're returning fire with some hard cross checks. Wyatt Cooper gets that one back from him. Cloutier fakes, pulls it down. He's going to spin back out. Pretty good defense. Backdoor pass. Diving attempt. I'm going to say crease violation. It absolutely was a pretty nice play. We'll actually watch as Whitcomb tucks it in. But remember, It's the cylinder above going straight up from the goal crease line. Yeah, his feet is well over the goal line. Here's a chance, though. Swinging back the other way. And Xavier Taylor will switch hands. Now he's going to head back over, become a righty again, and over to the righty side as they've got still a minute plus left on this power play. Another hard shot, that one by Atwood. This stopped again by Imani Mitten. Nice outlet pass. Here's Miracle. Big save, Koa Abrams. Not quite the save he had on Lyle Thompson last year, but still, that's a beauty. Amos to Kobe. The whip dome connection. Over to Kluche. Hard rip. Boy, you can hear the heaviness of that shot. Grabbed there by Cole Palace, and he takes off. Chased by Whitcomb, but look at the wheels on Palace. Twister, Koa Abrams stops it. Look at the speed by Cole Palace, bursting out and just accelerating here to create this chance. Still 8 seconds on the power play, but Allegany's just going to hold on to it. Or are they? Lane Smith decides to let one rip. Danny Weiss is going to be released, and they have a chance to head up the floor, except it's stolen back by Darius Anderson. That one's stopped by Imani Mitten. It's caught up in his gear. He'll leave it there for Owen Martin, and Martin will run forward. Quite a game tonight. Remember, it was close last night for much of the game. Well into the second period. Allegheny started to pull away. Let's see what happens tonight. Shovel pass doesn't get through. Jeff Geddes knocks it down. Patrick Timothy looking up the floor. Ooh, right idea. Not a bad pass. It did get through. Oh, racing it off the bench. Chris Atwood, you still have those wheels. I haven't seen him go that fast for a while. He's a wily veteran. He's usually pretty economical with his efforts, knowing when to go and when not to. That was the time to go. And he absolutely showed he can still blast. Great pass over. Bouncer, Jacob Bombery. Misses the net, though. There's a really nice pass from Todd Thomas. And Dustin Antico is trying to kick his left shoe over. We've seen footwear all over the floor. Mitten will grab this one. He's looking up the floor. Leaves it there for Dawit Martin. And they did get Dustin Antico's shoe to him. He's just getting that one back on his foot. Big penalty coming. Our penalty coming as Miracle was knocked down. Extra attacker out. Dawit Martin will go. They've got 10 on the shot clock. Plenty of time to work with. Jacob Bombery fires one. Save Abrams. And play is blown down. It's going to be Xavier Taylor going. He didn't even hesitate. So the interference call on Taylor. 37 seconds to go in a really good first period. Grand River's going to look to double their lead from 1 goal to 2 with this power play. Shot from the top from Sowie Longboat, stopped by Koa Abrams, and Allegheny can kill the rest of this penalty here in the period. So length of the floor run and a chance to shoot, and he takes it. That was Cliff Brooks. That will give Grand River a chance to try and get a last shot off here. Stu Martin bounces one, actually goes off the foot of the defender, and that's going to do it for the first period. A big whack at the end. That's going to be a penalty to Liam Keane, a slashing call just as the period ends. You can see Keane racing over here. That's him in the blue, 11. Didn't get the ball, so takes a big whack at Cole Palace, and he will start the second period in the penalty box. We'll be back with that in 10 minutes here from the Brantford Civic Center. I'm Steven Stamp. This is Stamp Black's YouTube presentation of Can-Am Lacrosse Action. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back. Welcome back, lacrosse friends. It is 3-2. The Grand River Warriors leading the Allegany Arrows. And Liam Kettle looks like he's just finding out what he got, or sorry, Liam Keane. Looks like he's just finding out what he got his penalty for. It was a slash. It was a heavy one at the end of the first period, which means Grand River will come out with a 5-on-3. They'll send Dougie Palace to the faceoff dot to try and get possession. Obviously pretty important when you've got the 5-on-3. More important on the other side for Wyatt Cooper. Allegany would love to get the draw and be able to kill 30 seconds, but that's a great clamp by Dougie Palace. Straight back to Cole Palace. Here's Stu Martin flicking it ahead, and the 5-on-3 is set up. They will go with the traditional 4-on-3 down low, and they're going to leave Stu Martin at the top as the safety valve. Patrick Timothy is one of the defenders, as is Ben Austin. And Jimerson, the other one, that is cool to see. I like Jesse Jimerson's game, number 28 at the top. It's a reset, so a fresh 30, and the 4-on-3 continues. Oh, nice backdoor pass. Great save. No, it's a goal. Thought that Go Abrams had gotten that one, but we'll see. It's going to come skip pass, hard one to the back door, and Haudenosaunee Miracle. So dangerous on that back door. Took a little bit for it to squeak through, but the power play goal makes it 4-2 Grand River, and they've still got a minute 24 to go on the penalty to Liam Keane. Cooper and Powless again. And this time it's going to be Xavier Taylor racing in to get that ball, but he is hit hard by Haudenosaunee Miracle, and Miracle is going to get a let's see if they say check from behind or illegal cross check. You can see it right there as he gets a little bit high. So it's interference. Ball was loose, so that's not too bad. It's a 2-minute penalty. It means we'll go 4-on-4 for minute 17. Under these rules, though, it still is a double minor if you get called for checking from behind. That's a good application, I think, to not call that checking from behind. And Chris Cloutier scored a goal like that earlier on their power play where he just stepped in. Oh, Cole Palace almost sprung himself and Stu Martin for a 2-on-1, but it is recovered by Allegany. Here's Nate Kettle quickly up to Kobe Whitcomb, and Amos Whitcomb will cut through and set a seal, set another seal, rolls off. Amani Minton with a stop of the putback by Amos Whitcomb. Hard work. You can see the first pick there, a little side pick, another pick. The roll is there. His brother takes the shot, but Amos with the nice roll is ready for the tuck back and a shorthand, well, a 4-on-4 goal to make it 4-3. Ball rolls around loose off the draw for a while, but eventually Owen Martin comes away with it. He'll spin out. Hands it off to Jacob Bomberry. Looking for someone. There's Dustin Antico. Reshot after blowing a tire in the first period. Got that one firmly affixed once again. Jacob Bomberry. Fires one far side. Go Abrams with a relatively easy foot save for him. Dustin Antico, though, gets a fresh 30. Thinking about letting it rip. He's getting some picks from Todd Thomas. Xavier Taylor, big swinging wrap check. Bomberino's offside. Abrams has it. It kind of bounced free for a second, but goes off his toe. There's Jeff Geddes. Long outlet pass to Lane Smith. Smith just missing. Geddes steps up over center to keep that one from over and back. And the Arrows are going to the power play. They've got 34 seconds to work with on the man advantage. They're just getting the fifth attacker out now. They've got 10 left on the shot clock. Cloutier's shot. Did it get through? It did not. Imani Minton has it. Yeah, it's trapped under the leg. And Colby Martin will run out. All kinds of pressure. But a nice possession here by the Warriors will allow them to kill this penalty. That one's well wide. It's going to be an over and back, but the 30 actually expires before it gets there. But an effective kill for the Warriors as they hold on to their 4-3 lead. Kluche will start with it, and he's directing traffic with his head. That's going to be too many players. Kluche just pointed to them all. And Spencer Tanguay's hand goes up. Nice save. Kluche behind the back misses. He'll be grabbed by Kobe Whitcomb, or Amos over to Kobe Whitcomb. Lane Smith misses the quick stick, and it'll be too many, and not much question on that one. They had 5 guys out in the formation, and the other one making his way back to the bench. Don't want to keep giving the Arrows these opportunities. Chris Atwood will start with it. He's got the Whitcombs on the right side with him. Kluche at the shooter spot on the left, and Lane Smith down in the crease. Dalton Thomas and Cole Palace are the high guys on the penalty kill. Got Danny Weiss on the far side, Colby Martin on the near crease. That shot will be an over and back. Cole Palace is going to run onto it. Really like that play, the way he waited and looked to see if there's going to be a chance to go towards the net. Did eventually pick it up. He had the opportunity to allow it to become an over and back, but waited and waited. I like it. Chris Atwood fell to the floor. He'll get up and head to the bench. So we're 4-on-4 for a moment. That's going to lead to an outlet chance for Lane Smith. Big save of Monty Mitten. So Atwood's slipping. Well, it's going to go out of play off of Mitten. But Atwood slipping to the floor, decided to pop up and head to the bench. Nobody went back with him from Grand River. So when Lane Smith was released from the offensive end of the bench, a beautiful outlet pass from Goa Abrams, and that leads to that goal. Third of the game for Chris Kluche. And this is very similar to his first one, where he just isn't covered and lets it fly. He's such a deadly shooter. (4-4) the scores. We're 4 minutes into the second period. Remember, we'll have one more Grand Rivers Arrows game live on Stamp Lax YouTube from the Brantford Civic Center in the regular season. Nice pass ahead to Owen Martin. Jacob Bomber shoots. Not sure Go Abrams saw that one coming, but he made the save anyway. Jeff Geddes trying to control it, does so. Yeah, that's July 5th, a 7 p.m. start. They will be playing the Tonawanda Braves. I should actually double check that it's 7 p.m. Just want to make sure I'm giving you the correct information. Yes, Saturday, July 5th, 7 p.m. Grand River versus Tonawanda. That pass to Xavier Taylor doesn't get through. He's going to take a bit of a push from Dawit Martin. Nate Kettle getting after it with Danny Weiss. The shot clock will expire and Grand River will go forward. Oh, and there. Oh, no penalty. Xavier Taylor, I thought was going to get one, either interference or cross check, but no call. Here's Sawi Longboat. He's been in on just about all of the Grand River goals so far this evening. That pass through in traffic got to Dustin Andecoke. Somehow he fights through the double team, gets the shot off, but the stop. Now, was that back in? No. They'll get it ahead. Nice hustle there. Pushing forward by Cliff Brooks. Kobe Whitcomb. Whitcomb coming out with alacrity onto the floor. There's a save by Mitten. Kluche fighting through traffic. Penalty coming. He'll hand it off. Lane Smith with the hard shot. Let's see if we can catch the penalty. You're going to see right there. I think it's on the illegal pick. We'll see if it's... But now Whitcomb is going after Lennox Mitten. Mitten's ready to engage. Kobe Whitcomb is fired up. He's going back to get his gear. And Clint Doolittle says, no, you go to the box. Somebody can bring you your stuff. So we'll see what the calls are here. So teammates bringing sticks and helmets and gloves to both players. It's Kobe Whitcomb in the box for Allegany. Lennox Mitten for Grand River. Looks like they're getting 2 apiece. So we'll go 4-on-4. Possession will be with the Warriors. And now something happening over at the Allegany Arrows bench. Danny Weiss is grabbing. He's got a face mask full of arrow in each hand. Holy cow. Big punches being thrown there by Dalton Thomas. Chase Martin, the backup goalie, getting in, trying to separate guys. Vern Hill is there. Got a bunch of Warriors. Now Julian Moreno goes in. It'll be interesting to see what comes of this. Amos Whitcomb has a pretty big smile on his face. You can see the number of arrows that don't have their helmets on over on the bench. Danny Weiss was really fired up, and he is still aggravated. So Danny Weiss is gone. They've opened the door in the corner for him, and he is gradually making his way over. Looks like Dustin Kunderman is gone. And you can hear Kunderman yelling at the refs, take responsibility for what's going on out here. The goalie union is strong as usual as Amani Minton and Go Abrams very commonly give a glove tap as they walk by to their respective benches, get some water. This is quite a game. I mean, it's 4-4. Just 6 minutes into the second period. The officials standing near the Arrows bench, getting some help from Billy D. Smith with what they should call. He's the head coach. If we just lift that camera up a little bit, you'll see Billy D. right underneath the scoreboard there with the hat on. He's pointing out what he thinks should happen. Looks like Jesse Jimerson. He's 28 there with his helmet off. Thought he was heading towards the door, towards their dressing room area. I think that's Howie Longwood. I think just brought a stick over to the Allegany bench. It's like, is this one of yours? Nope, I guess it's one of ours. Just going over the standings once more. Yes, Big Dan was going at it, Devin. Still sorting things out. Jesse Jimerson definitely is in the hallway, and Billy D. Smith looks like he might be going as well, and he seems a bit disbelieving. Yeah, he's no happier than Dustin Kunderman was when he was sent off. Leo Sturris is going down the hallway. I don't know if he's gone or if he's just trying to make sure Billy D. Smith doesn't do anything to get himself in more trouble. And now they're having some fun. Darius Anderson and Dustin Anticoke. A little play fighting. Pawing at each other like kittens. Yeah, so Leo Sturz has come back. I figured he was good. Chase Martin just shaking his head. He's right behind Lane Smith there, the backup goalie with no helmet on. And, of course, the big gear. Talking with him before the game, you were saying, yeah, good game last night. He was pointing out, yeah, it was really close for quite a while. So, again, the standings, Tonawanda in first at 10-4 because they have a forfeit win coming against Onondaga, who is out for the season. They will be 11-4. They have clinched first place overall in Can-Am in the regular season. They'll play the fourth place team, which as of right now is Grand River. Grand River sitting at 6-8. And technically Newtown Golden Eagles are at 6-7, but Newtown has 2 games against Onondaga. Those will be forfeit wins for Newtown, which means they're kind of at 8-7 already. Those will be added to their tally soon enough. Grand River did get their 2 forfeit wins against Onondaga last week. I know Dustin Kunderman, the head coach, was saying, we'd rather have the reps. Being handed a couple of wins, that's okay. We'd much rather get those games played. Only a few games left in the regular season. The next one is next Saturday, Tonawanda at Grand River here at the Brantford Civic Center. And Allegany will be at Newtown at the Gilley Arena on Sunday, July 6th. That will wrap up the regular season. The weekend of July 18th, the playoffs will get going. You can see Jesse Jimerson in the hallway at the far side. Actually, we've got a look. This is a good look here at Miracle and Anderson having a chat with the officials, getting all the details. I think this is going to be one of those cases where nobody's particularly happy with what is called. And Danny Weiss is down to the side. He and Dustin Kunderman, who were both kicked out. There's Danny Weiss. He is fired up. And he's getting in close to hear what happened. Something clearly instigated that. Not sure what drew him over, but things have been getting chippy. They've really been building up. Like I said, back-to-back games, the tensions can rise. And that is certainly the case. A lot of paperwork here for Spencer Tangway and Clint Doolittle to sort out. Now the explanation comes. I think the entire laundry list of penalties has been given to the officials in the score booth. Now Haudenosaunee Miracle and Darius Anderson will find out. Lane Smith came into the weekend as the leading goal scorer in the league. At 32 goals starting the weekend. Gates Abrams from Tonawanda leading the league in scoring by a mile with 84 points. His 59 assists coming into the weekend, more than Lane Smith's 56. Gates Abrams' 59 assists were more than Lane Smith's 56 points, which is second in the league on the scoring chart. So as of right now, looks like we're going to be 4-on-4. 4 minutes up on the board for Lennox Mitten and two of Grand River. 2 minutes up on the board for Kobe Whitcomb. Makes sense. And we are probably not going to be able to hear all the penalties as they're called out because things will be moving on, and it's going to take a while for the PA announcer to get this one. There's Lane Smith with a hard rip. Chris Atwood with the rebound goes straight out to Chris Kluche. Nice save. Couple of nice saves from Imani Mitten. Pass behind the net to Atwood. Back out front. It's picked off, though, by Owen Martin. So we are 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then it's going to be an Arrows power play, and the score is 4-4. Jacob Bomberry is the fourth attacker gets out there. He's going to flip it behind the back to Haudenosaunee Miracle. He's thinking Shaw gets one off. That's right into the stick, though. Go Abrams. Outlet pass to Jeff Geddes, and he's going to have no problem clearing the zone. He'll just run it over as the passing lane to Amos Whitcomb was taken away. The pass doesn't connect, but it eventually is picked up by Wyatt Cooper. Thanks for being with us, lacrosse friends. Please do subscribe to the Stamp Blacks YouTube channel. We're building. Lots more to come. Reverse whip by Amos Whitcomb. Imani Minton had to be alert there. Yeah, we got a bunch of cool stuff coming up in the channel shortly. Here's Atwood. Big collision out front between Kettle and Moreno. Vern Hill comes away with that one, just rolls it up the floor for Moreno. Such a crafty play. Big bump. It's knocked loose from Moreno by Liam Keane. He's going to get the ball. Gets it ahead to Atwood. Oh, so many options he had there. He is so crafty, but that's a fun matchup to watch, actually. Vern Hill, 96 for Grand River, and Chris Atwood, 77 for Allegany. Look how fast he still is. Nice shot, Owen Martin, but the big save by Goa Abrams. Owen Martin trying to shield that ball. Knew he couldn't pick it up. Can't really stop the opposing player from playing it when you've gone through the crease. We are up to 5-on-4 now, as the penalty ended for Allegany. Ball popping free, comes out to Whitcomb. Shovel pass, doesn't connect with its intended target, but Lane Smith, heavy shot. Rebound is knocked into the corner, and Whitcomb will come away with it. That pass goes awry, but Chris Kluche tracks it down. They're paying pretty close attention to him. You can see they're trying not to leave him that space he's had to shoot earlier. But they'll just go to Amos Whitcomb instead, and he will have the same impact as Kluche has been having all game. Amos Whitcomb, just a blast on that dead overhand. Kettle comes away with it. Or sorry, Liam Keane tried to make a pass back, or did he pull it back in? He's going to run through a checker. Cole Palace still comes away with the ball. Atwood down on the crease. Nice stop by Imani Minton, who swung the stick back around. Here's a backdoor chance for Atwood. Did that one creep in? It did not. It's in the leg pad of Minton. Martin moves it down to Miracle. Haudenosaunee Miracle. Tried to hit the cutting Jacob Bomberry, but Leo Sturris comes away with that one. Lobs it ahead. Goncioric gets the pass up to Darius Anderson. Nice defensive effort there from Moreno. Fights through the pick from Amos Whitcomb, who'll go set another one. Amos Whitcomb just working all over the floor tonight. Goncioric off. Nice catch by Atwood on his offside. Oh! There is the beauty of Chris Atwood's skill. Whoa. Reaches up to catch that pass, lets it fly, and then gets some congratulations. And that's going to make it 6-4. Last night it was a very close game, as we mentioned. It was 5-3. It was 7-5. Then Allegany started to pull away. Grand River's going to want to make sure they're not letting the same thing happen tonight. Big shout out to Sunshine and Jakelin, who are off at weddings this weekend. Probably won't hear it because they're at the wedding and can only be watching secretly and not listening to the game. Thanks to them for bringing us down here. Okay, go Abrams, another save. Patrick Timothy makes the pass out. Get us quickly on. Ben Austin up over center. Halfway through the second period, Kobe Whitcomb's shot is wide. Lane Smith fights through. Another shot. That one's blocked as well. It does pop out and head into the corner. Lane Smith gets it. They've got 2 to shoot. I don't see how he's going to be able to get a shot off. He'll just put the ball down, pop his head to get his face mask down in front of his face. And Owen Martin gets up over center. Big pick. Haudenosaunee Miracle winds up with the ball, gets the shot. They've got Whitcomb up the floor. They're still announcing the penalties from that dust up earlier. You can go back and check that one out. Penalty coming out to Allegany as Dustin Anticoke will settle down, wait for the extra attacker. We've actually got 2 more guys coming out because they only had 4 on the floor at the time. 10 on the shot clock. Sowie Longboat's shot is off target, but the backdoor attempt, that's a goal and a beauty. What a lovely pass by Todd Thomas. You see this hard shot from the top, straight out to Thomas. Hard to stop that one to Haudenosaunee Miracle when he is on the back door. So quick with that shot. We've got ourselves a 1-goal game. No penalty to be applied, of course, as that extra attacker goal wipes it out. Wyatt Cooper in the blue for Allegany. Dougie Powless in the white for Grand River. Gotta wait till the refs are ready. Now we are, and they blow it in. Oh, Liam Keane raced onto it, but couldn't get it. Cole Powless tried to pick it up. Now it's going to be Gonsioric getting it. Nice pass ahead. Luce backpedals as he checks out what's available. Vern Hill took a big pick, getting up, holding onto his back. Back onto the crease. Now comes out to get after Lane Smith, who gets a shot away. Looked like Hill had it for a moment. Now it's going to be Mitten, though, comes away with it after it was knocked free from him. Vern Hill's taking a bit of a rough ride. Chris Luce wants a call on Hill. Cole Powless will find the man coming off the bench. Todd Thomas. Grand River back to the attack with 7.5 to go here in the second period. Another save by Go Abrams. The first couple of players ran past it as they were racing into the board, so it was Sowie Longboat that came away with it. Haudenosaunee Miracle tries to return the favor to the far side, but Chris Atwood playing quite a bit of defense for Allegany. Primarily, he is listed as a forward, but he is spending some shifts back in his own end. Now he's going to race up and join the offense. They've left a player up in the offensive zone, so we're 4-on-4 back here. Saved by Mitten off of Atwood. He'll lob one out to Dawit Martin. Leo Sturris had stayed out to cover Haudenosaunee Miracle, and he indicates where his teammates coming on should go to pick up players, mostly off the bench. That's Todd Thomas. Going to get a pick from Dustin Antico. Gets to the net. Foot save just off the side of the foot. Go Abrams. Miracle sheds a checker, but can't quite connect on that pass. It gets away from Geddes, and it will be picked up by Longboat, but then that one's stripped, and Ben Austin taken off after it. That'll be an over and back. It's waved off because it was touched by Austin, but he's going to be the first guy there to pick this one up. Hands it off to Wyatt Cooper. 6-5 the score. 6:05 to go in the second period. And Kluche, number 5, is looking to add to this lead. Amos Whitcomb, he's going to shoot that one. Near side Mitten stops it. Comes back to him, gets away from him. Bounced off the arm as he was trying to scoop it up. Here comes Dalton Thomas. Sorry, Ryan Johnson. Longboat is trying to figure out exactly what they're going to do. They almost sent a fourth righty out. That was a big pick. Then a penalty coming. as Dustin Anticoke was flattened. See if we can catch it. You can see. Oh, there it is. I think it's the last one by Liam Keane. He delivered the slash while Grand River was on the floor. So Grand River with a power play, giving them a chance to try to tie things back up. Sowie Longboat will start with the top as they go strong right. Todd Thomas gets it back. Backdoor, another quick stick attempt by Miracle, but great arm save by Goa Abrams. Leo Sturris fights off the forecheck pressure from Vern Hill, races into the offensive zone and hands it off to Atwood, who'll go to the penalty kill. There is a Warrior up the floor. That's how nice Miracle. So once again, someone stays with him. That one runs out of time as Cloutier trying to get a shot off late in the shot clock. Effective penalty kill, though, for the Arrows. Coming down to a minute left on this man advantage. Vern Hill at the top. Couple of fakes. We've seen Cloutier score for Allegany up at the top. Vern Hill was thinking maybe the same shot, but looked like the Arrows were staying pretty tight at the top of their penalty kill formation, not giving a lot of space. Whitcomb taking off up the floor. He's going to pull up. Goncioric races to the bench. Get another player onto the floor again. There's Dustin Anticoke this time staying up the floor, so it's 3-on-4. Oh, you don't want to let Cloutier run through like that, but he does miss on that one. That ball gets up out into the stands. It bounced into the seats, and now there's a race on because it fell down into the walkway around by the boards, behind the boards. Yeah, a young fan coming from over in section 120. Goes and gets that one. He was quick. Dustin Anticoke. 5 seconds on the shot clock as there's an inadvertent reset. Nice job by Vern Hill to get a piece of that outlet pass from Austin, but it does still get through to Liam Keane, who's back on the floor and handing it off to Amos Whitcomb. He'll pretend to leave it there for Kobe. They're not fooled. Anderson, big pick from Smith. Pretty good two-man defense on that pick and roll. Nice job by Lennox Mitten. Timothy and Whitcomb back for D, and that one's going to go wide from Owen Martin. But the Warriors will recover. They've got 15 on the shot clock. It's a good game. Oh, what a rip. That beats the buzzer. Jacob Bomberry from downtown just trying to beat the 30-second clock. You can see it in the corner there. 2 seconds, 1 second. Yeah, that's in. That's in. It was close. It was close. I think if this was an NLL game, that the challenge flag would probably be flying. They'd want to see if that actually got in before the 30 expired. I think it did, but too close call. If you go by the buzzer, it certainly beat the buzzer, but sometimes the buzzer comes slightly after the clock actually switches to 0. Taylor with the short pass to Atwood, who does a nice job spinning away from defensive pressure. So it's 6-6 with just over 2 minutes to go here in the second period. Whitcomb takes that pass. Atwood going for a little bee sting pick, but it was avoided by Cole Palace. Cloutier across the top. Illegal pick called. And Cloutier does not get a delay game. I thought they might give him one, but you do kind of have to get it away, but you don't have to like run out of the way. You just have to. But he was stepping over that ball after he put it down. Call could have been made. Oh, nice pass through. Nice attempt from Owen Martin. Didn't quite connect, though, with Sowie Longboat. 5 on the shot clock. He'll shovel pass. That foot save by Go Abrams leads to a breakout attempt. Whitcomb on the run. He's got Cloutier streaming in off the bench. Opts for the shot, but Cloutier's going to get that rebound, the loose ball in behind. No rebound. It didn't touch Mitten. They still have 17, though, on the shot clock. Exactly 1 minute more on the game clock than on the shot clock. Means, of course, 2 possessions after this. Give or take. There's a stop by Mitten. It is scooped up and just gets away. And Cloutier with the forecheck pressure. Marino fights through. Great effort. Now we're going to see if they go for a 2-for-1. They're actually going to take their timeout. Oh, wait, that's a 10-second count. So now will Allegany go for the 2-for-1? We'll see. I think Lane Smith was loading up to shoot there. Bounces around now Xavier Taylor. With 40 seconds, I doubt it that they're going to go for the 2-for-1. They'll just try and work for a shot here with a dozen on the shot clock. Amos Whitcomb thought about the twister behind the back pass. Instead goes twister shot, far side corner. There's the fake behind the back, spins. Oh, that is a beautifully placed shot by Amos Whitcomb. Oh, just perfect over that left shoulder of Imani Mitten. Now we've got a 7-6 ball game here. Figured things were going to be a bit more of a battle here tonight than it turned out to be last night. So Grand River gets possession. They'll take their timeout with 27 seconds to go. They're going to see if they can tie things back up at 7-7. Remember, Can-Am playoffs start July 18th weekend. Be a best-of-5 series for the semis between first and fourth and second and third. The winners of those series will go on to a best-of-7 championship. Some of the folks involved with the teams were saying they think that's the first time there's been a best-of-7 for the Can-Am title. The winner will go to the President's Cup August 24th to 30th in Whitby, Ontario, home of the Brooklyn Merchants. That should be a great tournament. They've got the New York Riptide turf in there, which looks really good in the building. Makes a huge difference for play there. Again, 24th to 30th of August. You should get up to Iroquois Park in Whitby and check that one out. The champion of the Can-Am League will be there. And whoever it is going to be very good. There are 4 really competitive teams in this league. There's going to be a ton of talent at that tournament. The Merchants are in as the hosts. It's going to be another solid team from Ontario. Penalty coming now to Allegany. Sowie Longboat, he misses with the shot. It's grabbed by Darius Anderson. And Xavier Taylor thought he had a breakaway. He's like, what? Why don't I? Well, yeah, there was a delay penalty coming. But he didn't know that. He didn't see the hand up behind him. It's going to be Cliff Brooks heading off for the high stick. So with 6.2 seconds to go in the second period, the Warriors go to the power play. They're able to put Imani Mitten back in the net and just go 5-on-4 here. Not a lot of time to work with. And Sowie Longboat's just going to blast one. Nice pickup by Darius Anderson. And he'll just hang on to the ball for the final few seconds. We are set up for a heck of a third period here. It is 7-6 in favor of the Allegany Arrows. They're going to be short for another minute and 54 seconds. Grand River Warriors looking to even things up. And we'll be back with that in 10 minutes here on Stamplax YouTube. Thanks for being with us, lacrosse friends. We will see you shortly. Welcome back, lacrosse friends, to Grand River Warriors versus Allegany Arrows here on Stamplax YouTube. This is quite a game. 7-6, Allegany leads. We've had some pretty intense action. Danny Weiss heading over to the Allegany Arrows bench earlier. I went and investigated a bit and found out a little bit what happened. I've only heard one side, so I'm not going to report anything at this point. But if what I heard is true, then yeah, we're going to hear some more about what happened here tonight. There are the Arrows are going to try and hang on to their lead. They'll have to kill a minute 54 of a penalty to Cliff Brooks on the start of this third period. Dougie Palace is going having a chat with Vern Hill and Jacob Bomberry, who are up in the offensive zone for this draw. Obviously, faceoffs take on added importance when possession on the power play or penalty kill is at stake. Wyatt Cooper will try and keep that ball away from Dougie Palace, and Cliff Brooks is making his way across to the penalty box. Players, of course, do get to go to the dressing room with their teammates for the intermission. If it's a timeout, you actually have to stay in the penalty box. Here we go. Cooper on the left, Palace on the right. Pops out, and Xavier Taylor races onto that ball, leaves it there for, maybe that was Kyle Gonciorek who got it. I thought it was Taylor, and he left it, but Gonciorek had it pretty quickly. There's Cloutier. Cloutier fighting through four Warriors. Eventually has the ball stripped away from him, and Owen Martin will hand it off there. Sowie Longboat will look to try and get things going and get the equalizer for these Grand River Warriors. Again, we're back here at the Brantford Civic Center on Saturday, July 5th, 7 p.m. start against the first place Tonawanda Braves in what could very well be a preview of the semifinals. Jacob Bomberry walking in, stepping, lets it rip and misses. The shot clock will expire, but Darius Anderson picked it up, which means the fresh 30 started, and the pressure is going to turn it over. Geddes trying to get back on top of Todd Thomas, but Thomas had great body position. One-hand pass, and Dustin Anacoke sets up for a fresh 30. They've still got 22 of it to work with. As Todd Thomas passes it across, Miracle quickly down to Bomberry. They're going to switch things up. Dead overhand from Miracle. No problem from Go Abrams. It comes back out to Todd Thomas. Behind the back down low. Nice lane for Thomas. Gets behind Go Abrams, but knocked loose. Dustin Anacoke. A little flare as he throws up the right foot while he makes the pass from the concrete. Longboat rips one just off the leg of Abrams. Bounce pass through, and Thomas quickly across the floor. Pretty nice shot from Miracle, but just into the stick in that 5-hole. Liam Keane rumbles out. Oh, that's Darius Anderson, sorry. Nate Kettle gets it back from Lane Smith. We are back to 5-on-5 for 2.5 minutes into this third period. Underhand shovel pass from Smith almost got through, but it will be turned over, and Cole Palace comes back up over center. Saved by Abrams, and it's all tied up in him. Luce coming through the middle. Hard rip from Cloutier, but oh, the putback by Chris Atwood. That's a pretty one. Atwood, a quick little bouncer. Now there's a question about the score sheet. We're down in the officials box. Clint Doolittle looking at the roster sheet. And Spencer Tangway having a discussion. They're going to check their notes. I made it 8-6 for Allegany. Wyatt Cooper having a chat. It's his turn to talk to his teammates as he talks with Xavier Taylor and Patrick Timothy. A nice chat with Patrick Timothy last night and tonight. He flew up from Florida for these games. So they're going over to talk to Zed Williams, who is running the Allegany bench after Billy D. Smith was kicked out. Smith and Dustin Kunderman, the coach for Grand River, both tossed. Not sure what this conversation is. You can see Zed Williams pointing toward the dressing room as Spencer Tangway talks to him. Again, we'll be back here on July 5th at the Brantford Civic Center. Tonawanda Braves coming to visit the Warriors. That'll be the second last game of the regular season. Looks like they're sending Cliff Brooks off the bench and out to the dressing room. He goes to see Billy D. Smith, who says, "What's up?" So that's going to be Grand River ball, and and there will be a penalty. It looks like Patrick Timothy was heading over to serve it. He's going to be called back. So it's a delay of game call, and Wyatt Cooper will go and serve 2 minutes or less as Grand River goes to the power play. The explanation coming to the Warriors bench, and they will set up with this man advantage. Sowie Longboat up at the top. Going to go to Howdice Miracle, who has Jacob Bomberry down in the crease with him on the far side. Dustin Antico get the shooter spot over here, and the other righty is Todd Thomas. Ben Austin, Jeff Geddes up at the top. Xavier Taylor down low with Leo Sturris. Hard shot, but stopped by Go Abrams. Oh, Todd Thomas kind of reached into the crease there. Could have been called for interference, but instead he gets that strip after the play. That ball is going to bounce loose. Does get up to Amos Whitcomb. Allegany wanted a hold on Cole Powless. Said the Warriors will get possession. Dalwitt Martin leaves it there for Bomberry. Still a minute 15 left. Yeah, they're announcing the last goal as Amos Whitcomb, 71. It was actually 77. Chris Atwood for Allegany. Sowie Longboat late in the shot clock gets one off, but it doesn't get on net. Then Jacob Bomberry's shot is knocked down by Patrick Timothy. Grabbed by Goncioric, who flips it ahead to Xavier Taylor and looks for the give and go, racing towards the net. Wasn't there, so he'll just go set a pick on his way to the bench. Grand River's left a player up the floor, so it is a 3-on-4 in the offensive zone for Allegany. Bounce pass to the far side, and Amos Whitcomb pulls it down, gets a shot off Mitten with the save, but great scoop by Whitcomb, who is knocked down, fights through traffic, gets to the net, and pulls it out. Great decision. Really good shift by Amos Whitcomb. Boy, if you're an NLL scout watching that, you're probably noticing some things that you're going to like from him. Here's a chance, though, the other way as he gets stripped. A great opportunity for Ryan Johnson. Can't bury it. Yeah, Amos Whitcomb in this year's relatively strong draft. There's some very good players up at the top. Back to even strength. Good kill for the Arrows. Kluche backpedaling, shopping. Oh, it comes out to Kendall. Nate Kendall's hard shot off the foot of Mitten. Didn't look like there was a lane, and then a defender slipped. The concrete is pretty good. I remember talking to Dustin Anticoke the first game here, and some of the visiting team. Oh, what a rip! That's Chris Atwood again. Let's make sure they give him this one. This one from distance. The last one, he couldn't have been any closer to the crease. This one, he's out near the restraining line to make it 9-6. Cooper pops it out, but he gets run over. Taylor tries to get it. Flicked ahead by Ben Austin. A little far for him, and now it's going to bounce back over top. Good forecheck pressure, but Owen Martin's ball pass gets ahead. Moreno loses his stick, completely stripped from him, but Vern Hill with the pass across. Can't quite get it to Dustin Anticoke. Just a sequence of events. Now, who's it off? They're going to say it's off Allegany. That'll be Grand River possession. Todd Thomas spins, and Grand River just having some trouble with their ball evaluation. That hard shot off target. Nice catch by Geddes on the run. Vern Hill with him. Hits the trailing Darius Anderson and heads to the bench. Kluche directs Anderson to pass the ball off and hand it to him. We're 6.5 into the third. Owen Martin on the run. Zoe Longbow backs away. We got Kluche on the defensive end. See if they go after him. Now he's going to take off up the floor. Liam Keane trying to get it. Does come away with the ball. He's had a gritty game, Liam Keane. Ahead to Kluche. Xavier Taylor's going to stay there to be help for him. And now head off to the far side. Abbott's over that righty shooter spot. And kind of agitating it and trying to find his lane. They get it to him. They'd be well advised to let him cook because he is getting hot. That pass, though, gets away. And Imani Mitten with the outlet pass. Moreno can't quite corral it. Goncioric runs him into the boards. They're going to call interference. I think he'll take that one. Get to lay that big check. Just have to hand the ball over, which, you know, there's a 50-50 chance or more that Grand River was going to get it anyway if he didn't make that hit. Dustin Anticoke. Pick not really opening anything up. Now it's there. The roll to Todd Thomas. Nice save, though. Go Abrams. Geddes comes away with it and fights through traffic. Gets past the forecheck, sprinting the length of the floor. Shoots and scores. Jeff Geddes. Coast to coast. You can see him fighting out of traffic. Gliding up the floor. Reaches around Vern Hill. Wow. That is a beauty by Jeff Geddes. It's 10-6, and this is very similar to what happened last night where we had a close game and then the Arrows just gradually pulled away. Grand River's taking their time out for the third period to try to avoid having that happen again. It's only 4 goals. There's 12 minutes to go. Cooper and Powless once again at the dot. Liam Keane gets that ball off the draw. Tried to get it through to Taylor. Couldn't quite connect. Be tracked down by Anderson. Atwood to Cloutier. Pulls it down. Going to get a shot near side, but he loses control. Goes through the crease. It rolls free. Cole Pallas comes up with it. I thought he was just dummying to let it roll through to Colby Martin, but he got it now over to Martin, and Pallas is going to slow things down. Just wasn't coming together for transition. So let the offense set up. Colby Martin's still out there. He'll stay for this shift. Getting into it a bit with Patrick Timothy in front of the net as he'll leave it for Sawi Longboat. Rips it just wide to the far side. That's going to be into the Allegany bench, and Arrows get possession. Busy stretch coming up for me. I'm very excited. I'll be in Kingston starting tomorrow for the IIJL World Juniors. Back here next Saturday as Lane Smith drives to the net. Oh, that's almost a back in, but not quite by Ryan Johnson. Lane Smith getting into it. We're going to have a tilt. He is going after Julian Moreno. The buckets are off, the gloves are off, and they're going to go. Lane Smith stepping into that stick. Big right from Moreno. More rights. Lane Smith hasn't really gotten off yet. Now he's going to throw some left uppercuts. Drills him. Big finish from Smith. That was quite a tilt. They're going to give each other a pat and head to the box. Wow. That was spirited. Lane Smith looks to the ref and points. Penalty box, dressing room. Penalty box, dressing room. Spencer Tangway says, go to the dressing room. You're good. You're done. Wow. I wish it would work out that, or hope that it might work out to see these two in the semis, because this would be quite a battle. This is getting fired up. So it'll be a power play for Grand River. Oh, no, we are 5-on-5. I only saw 4 arrows at first, but we are still the same. It's going to be a back end or an illegal pick. Anyway, we'll go back to the Warriors. Dustin Antikoke steps around the pick. Little shovel pass was low, but Jacob Bomber comes up with a big hit by Goncioric. Now he's pitchforking, working into the corner along the borders to get the ball loose, but it comes out to Bomberry. Scores! Jacob Bomberry, after being leveled, you can see him just getting up off the concrete there, and he is going to find the perfect spot for the ball to come out to him, and he's deadly from in tight like that. Such a good shooter, and it's a 10-7 game. That's a big one for the Warriors. They want to get back into this. If Grand River can win this one, if they can come back, overcome this 3-goal deficit, it vastly increases the chances that these two teams will meet in that best-of-5 semifinal first round starting the weekend of July 18th. An Allegany win would pretty much give them second place and drop Grand River into a tougher spot. They came out with 5 straight losses to start the season. All their games on the road. They were sorting out their home barn. They were up at the ILA and Six Nations, the Grand River, but just wasn't enough floor time for all the teams that wanted to play there. So Grand River moved here to Brantford. They're very happy about it. It's a great location. Jacob Bomberry, pass out to Sawi Longboat. Save there. It goes back to Longboat, but it bounces free. And here's Jeff Geddes, who scored a beauty moments ago. Nice job in transition. Transition defense by the Warriors to get Dawid Martin out. Still a dangerous shot by Geddes. He's having himself a strong game, and the forecheck pressure from Geddes leads to a pickoff by Atwood. Chris Cloutier's hard shot, though, is going to go wide. It'll be an over and back. And it will be Warriors possession. They're down by 3 as we pass the midway point of this third period. Again, the semis best of 5, the finals best of 7. You think it's getting intense here? Just wait till they get into 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 games of a series. There's no over and back But Gonsioric will fight through, get the ball, drives to the net. Nice save of Monty Mitten, and then he goes through the crease. What an effort by Kyle Gonsioric. I didn't get a chance to talk to him before the game. He wasn't out on the floor when I was down checking rosters and things. I'm really interested to find out more about this young man. I'm really enjoying watching him play. You can see a drive to the net by Howdice Miracle. Vern Hill gets it, flicks it out top. We're running out of time, so Vern Hill will rip one. He's going to get it back himself, and a fresh 30 for the Warriors. They had a defender coming out. They'll switch. Get Colby Martin out, who is a defender, usually, but he's going to stay up for this offensive shift. A Sowie Longboat spins away from that check. Bounces one. Gets away from Cole Palace. This looks like a shot clock killing shift for Grand River. Now they go to the net. Sowie Longboat tried the behind the back. Nice effort. Late in the shot clock. Didn't get it on net, and it'll be a violation. Hand the ball over to the Arrows. Fireworks may not be over yet tonight as Nate Kettle takes this one. We got 8 minutes to go. Big pick from Kluche, who rips one, and Mitten got it. It was in the stick. Didn't see where it went, but he had it the whole way. Cole Palace, or Owen Martin, will come up over center, hand it off there to Jacob Bomberry. Had the last goal for the Warriors. They're going to come back to Bomberry. They start to work their way inside, a little double screen. Vern Hill shoots around it, but Go Abrams with no problem with that. And they've got a man up the floor. Chris Atwood missed the net, comes back out to Whitcomb. Atwood's going to try and return it to him, but is knocked down by Cole Palace. Palace will grab it. Oh, nice pass to get that one ahead to Ryan Johnson. See what they can make of it here. Sowie Longboat will just roll it up top. Owen Martin was thinking about it. The 30 expires. I think Grand River thought it was missed time, but Kluche all on his own, and you're not going to stop him very often. Chris Kluche, you can see him right here drifting up the floor. And the pass ahead, a nice simple pass, and oh, that's just a blast from Chris Kluche. Makes it 11-7. And Ryan Johnson is going to go to the penalty box. So it looks like it's going to be 4 minutes to Allegany and 2 to Grand River. So obviously something initiated there. Kyle Gonsioric, Ryan Johnson took part. We're going to have a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then, barring further penalties, Grand River will get a man advantage. Nate Kettle, watched by Dougie Palace, going to step back and shoot. Mitten with the save. Dalwood Martin, nice job avoiding the back end and a great shovel pass ahead. And Owen Martin is saying, come on with me. Cole Palace does get that shot. Aaron Anderson comes up with the rebound, flicks it out under pressure. Patrick Timothy's going to run over center and slow it down, handing it off there to Kluche, who keeps the ball moving. They were running the hidden ball trick, but the Warriors were onto it. Kluche's shot goes wide. Cole Palace has it. He was thinking about it. It was Dougie Palace thinking about the outlet pass. Decided against it. Longboat feed through just a little high for Todd Thomas, who can't go get that when he went through the crease. That should be called down. He went through the crease and then checked the player. That's just going to be launched for a field goal, the length of the floor by Xavier Taylor under some pressure. 48 seconds left in this 4-on-4 with just under 6 to play. It's feeling a little quieter on the floor, but that could erupt again anytime. There's been a lot of tension in this game. Danny Weiss heading over to the Allegany bench for what became quite an explosive situation. Big pick from Todd Thomas. Actually led the defender into the Grand River player. And now the outlet pass from Geddes will get ahead to Ben Austin. Atwood skips a pass over. Now Nate Kettle takes this one. As Kobe Whitcomb goes behind the net, opens up space. Great strip. Vern Hill. 5 on the shot clock. Back to, now it's a 5-on-4 for Grand River as Johnson is released. And Vern Hill will just let the 30 expire so we can get a free clear here. And Owen Martin will come forward. Hill goes to the bench. Jacob Bomber will get this one back to the shooter spot. Over to Sawi Longboat. Feeds it down. Dustin Anticoke back to him. Didn't love his shooting lane. So Bomber will rip one. Abrams stops it. It goes immediately to Liam Keane. Oh, he is stripped by Sawi Longboat, who just swats it back into his own end. And it winds up with Jacob Bombury. I was wondering about that play, but worked out. Bouncers off the mark from Dustin Anticoke. That goes into the Allegany bench. It's been a bit of a firing zone over there. It's like the splash zone in a Zumba flume ride. Ball's flying across out of the field of play. We're going to be over in Poland for the European Field Lacrosse Championships, the men's championship. July 10th to 20th, 10th to 18th. Kluche's hard shot stopped. And they'll be getting back in time for some Can-Am playoff action. Really looking forward to that. Might be doing some Three Nations action up in the Cornwall, Ganawage, Ottawa area. Might get to go to the Turtle Dome. Looking forward to that. Love the Turtle Dome of Akwesasne. Hard rip. And a goal for Todd Thomas. It's a power play marker. You see Thomas will just get a little give and go here and rip one 5-hole. There's usually not a lot of space 5-hole with the big summer sticks, but that is a beauty. So we're 5-on-5, 2-goal game, 3:20 to play. Grand River may or may not be able to catch Allegany for second place, but winning would certainly give them a better chance at getting third ahead of the Newtown Golden Eagles, who aren't out of it for second either yet, I don't think. But there's a real battle between the three teams looking for second through fourth. The advantage of coming third, you get to avoid the Tonawanda Braves in the semifinals. Of course, the reward is that you get to play these Allegany Arrows, who obviously are tough as well. Then again, if you're Tonawanda or Allegany, you're going to have to be playing, if not each other, well, they won't be playing each other, so you'll have to play either Newtown or Grand River, neither of whom is a walk in the park. 4 very competitive teams in the league this year. 2.5 to go. Kluche. Feed down to Atwood, doesn't get through, and that's going to bounce through everybody. 6 on the shot clock. Kluche's the first one there. Strips it from Cole Powless. That would be a fresh 30 if they can get it. Bounces away from Kluche. Grabbed by Ryan Johnson. Nice job on the possession. Gets it ahead, and Cole Powless is going to set things up. Number of players gone from each bench. As we pan by, you can just see the gaps that are not normally quite so wide. Feed through just beyond Sawi Longboat, but he gets the shot off. Abrams was all over that. Leo Sturris takes a big bump, but gets it ahead to Goncioric. Wyatt Cooper's in no rush with a 2-goal lead and a minute 40 to go. They'll set their offense up. They're not going to completely take the foot off the gas pedal, but they're going to be smart. 10 on the shot clock. Kluche drives. Twister misses. That's going to get not up in. Ooh! Atwood slips and goes head first into the boards. Well, face first Thank goodness it was his face and not the top of his head where more damage can occur. He gets to the bench. Looks like he's all right. Man, he's moving well for players who've been playing this game for a while. He's definitely looking like he's not feeling great over on the bench, but seems okay. Dustin Anticoke fighting through double check. Oh, and Dustin Anticoke throws a punch at Leo Sturris, who is standing over top of him. We're not going to have that because it's well behind the play. But I saw that Sturris was standing there after he knocked Nanticoke down. I thought he was actually initially reaching to offer him a hand up, but I don't think that was the case. Or if it was, Nanticoke didn't appreciate it. That will make things a little bit more likely here. More difficult for Grand River, more likely that Allegany can close it out. Owen Martin tried to get out and pick that one off. Kluche's going to take his time. Allegany really doesn't need more goals. All they need to do is kill some time. The shot from Atwood bounces out to Kluche. They got 7 left to shoot. And Kobe Whitcomb's already gone to the bench to get a defender out. They pass behind the net to Atwood. Doesn't connect. They're okay with that. Amos Whitcomb leaves it there. Just 24 seconds for Grand River to try and get something rolling. You get the goal. You can get a draw. Try and get another one. There's a big save, though, by Goa Abrams on that shot by Owen Martin. That's going to be possession to Grand River, as Martin was kind of manhandled, tossed to the floor, but they're running out of time. Little sidearm shot stopped by Abrams. And Goncioric wasn't even sure he was going to leave the crease there with about 6 seconds left. They would have turned the ball over, though, so he does lob it ahead. And Jeff Geddes will give it to Chris Atwood as the final buzzer sounds. Hey, Delaney, how's it going? I'll come and see some Senior C action. Not in the next little bit, because as I mentioned, I'm pretty busy. But yeah, I'd love to see some. I actually took our dog Millie to a Senior C game in Lakefield a couple of years ago. Her first experience with lacrosse, she was not a fan. We got there during warm-up, so there were balls bouncing all over the boards. She did not like that noise. She likes field lacrosse. She doesn't mind going out. We're in the Peterborough Marmor area, so we'll get some Trent games with her. And she likes staying on the sideline and no loud board bangs, but yeah, I'd come for some Senior C. Good battle here between the Grand River Warriors and the Allegany Arrows. Allegany takes their second win in 2 nights, pretty much clinching second for them. It's going to be a battle for third and fourth with Newtown and Grand River, but lots of excitement coming up. Remember, we're back here July 5th, Saturday at 7 o'clock, as Grand River will play Tonawanda. And then it's playoff time the weekend of July 18th in the Can-Am. Thanks for being with us, lacrosse friends. This is Stamplax YouTube Productions presentation of Grand River Warriors Lacrosse from the Can-Am Lacrosse League. And we will see you next time.